Welcome back to Winni Recap. Today I'm going to explain a TV series called Ugly Duckling series, Don't, which came out in 2015. It's a Thai drama romance TV series. The series has a rating of 8.0 on IMDb, which is a very good rating. It's about a girl who in school confesses her feelings to her crush, who rejects her and humiliates her by calling her ugly. This has a huge impact on her, and she loses all her self-confidence and isolates herself. She starts to hide her face under a box and don't even go outside the house. The doctor asks her father to send her outside to have a social life. Her dad gets her admitted to the same school as her brother. There she meets two boys, one a sweet boy and the other is a bully, and her life takes a turn. But before we begin, beware of spoilers. Watch out and take care, and I hope you enjoy the video. In the beginning, we saw Mainam. She used to cover her whole face by putting it under a box because she thought that she's the ugliest person in the whole world. She's insecure about her face, and that's why she does not see her face in the mirror for about 3 years. In her family, there is her brother and her father. Her brother's name is Plawan. One day, Plawan comes home very late, and to save himself from his father, he diverges all of his attention towards Mainam and her ugliness, and she starts to cry. Mainam shares a lot of her personal life on social media. Then she tells the story about how all of this started. Many years ago, when Mainam was a child, she had a crush on a boy in the school. When she proposes to her crush, he rejects her by saying that Mainam is the ugliest person on the planet. She takes his words very seriously, and all the kids that are standing there watching Mainam proposing to her crush start to tease her by shouting ugly. After that, Mainam comes home and she stops going to school. Her father tries very hard to convince her to focus on her studies and stop giving concentration to those who call her ugly. After many days, Mainam, while chasing a balloon, goes out of her house mistakenly. A boy saw her trying to reach a balloon and he comes to help her. Mainam, when she saw the boy, immediately covers her face with a bag. Mainam thinks that if he also saw her face, he would also call her the ugliest person on the planet. Mainam at the time thinks that when she covers her face, she's feeling more confident because that boy does not see her face and doesn't call her ugly. Afterwards, she starts to cover her face with the box as always. Mainam now does not show her face to anyone in her family that she always has that box on. Her father thinks about her very much and he cares about her, so he takes her to the doctor. He thinks that Mainam has some kind of disease, but the doctor tells him that it is not a disease. The doctor tells him that it's a mental condition in which the affected person thinks that no one loves them or cares about them. So they isolate themselves, lock themselves in a room, and start to live alone. Mainam is still in a very good condition because she still talks with her family. At dinner, Mainam, without putting the mask off, eats her meal. Her father says that he wants to talk about something important. Mainam and her brother think that their father has cancer and now he's going to tell them. Their father says that Mainam will go to school tomorrow with her brother. Mainam thinks that this is a joke, that her father is joking, but he's serious. She tries to convince her father so hard to not send her to school, but her father does not listen to her and orders her to go to school. Mainam in anger leaves the dinner table and goes to her room. In the room, she spends hours crying, and she thinks that tomorrow in the school everyone will make fun of her ugliness and bully her. Mainam gets an idea that she thinks that being a bully at the school is much better than being called ugly, so she decides to go to school with her brother. Palawan gives her a new box and he also decorates the box so she will look good in school. Maiwan then first time removes the box and we see her face and it's very pretty, but because of the incidents, she has insecurities about her face. The next day, her father drops her and Palawan to school. She goes to the school with the mask on, and everyone when watching her made fun of her box and starts bullying her. People laughed at her at the school. Maiwan gets very irritated by them, and she's about to faint when a boy comes close to her and holds her and saves her from falling down. The boy also has his face covered by wearing a helmet, just like Maiwan, who wears a box to hide her face. His name is Minton. Maiwan does not talk with him and runs away from there as quickly as possible. While running, she has an accident and collides with the most popular boy in school named Zero. Zero and his friends start to make fun of her and tease her. They all try to see her face, but Minton saves her. Because of that, Zero's ego gets hurt and he says to Minton that he will beat him up outside the school. After that, Maiwan goes to the class and the teacher introduces her to the whole class. The teacher asks everyone not to disturb her privacy and respect her privacy because she's a very special student. When the teacher leaves the class, all the other students in the class start to bully her. Minton was also in that class and he's watching all of that, and because of that, he's getting very angry. Maiwan sits quietly on the last bench. At lunchtime, she tries to search for her brother, but she could not find her, so she sits alone and starts to eat lunch. Everyone stares at her and gossips about her. Then two boys approach her and try to see her face, and no one helps her and laughs at her. Maiwan quickly leaves from there. She goes to the garden and then comes at her and gives her a sandwich to eat. Maiwan takes the sandwich and eats it. Maiwan tells her that she will not come to school from tomorrow, but Minton asks her to come. Outside the school, Zero is waiting for Minton. They both fight very hard, and Maiwan is watching them fight. They both are fighting and the police come there. Zero takes Maiwan with himself and runs from there. Zero removes her bag and saw her face. Maiwan thinks that Zero also doesn't like her face and she passes out. When Maiwan opens her eyes, she's in the hospital and her father is also there. She starts to panic because she doesn't have any mask on her face. Her brother gives her a mask, and her father thinks that all of this happened because of him because he forced Maiwan to go to school. Her father asks her not to go to school, but Maiwan says that now she will go to school because she wants to take revenge on Zero. The next day, Zero is in the school sitting and watching dreams of Maiwan because she's very beautiful, and Zero, after seeing her face, likes her. Then Maiwan comes there and slaps him very hard. Zero again tries to remove her face mask. Mitron again comes there and they both again start fighting. Maiwan stops them and someone clicks their photos and spread them all over school. Minton says that Zero likes Maiwan, and Zero tries to save himself by saying that he doesn't like Maiwan and she's very ugly. After hearing that, Maiwan feels very bad and leaves from there. From the next day, Maiwan starts to live her old life at the home. Her father and brother try very hard to get her out of the room, but she does not come out. Then Zero comes to Maiwan's house and asks for forgiveness. Maiwan's father doesn't allow him to come to the house. The next day, Minton comes to Maiwan's house and he had made a cute duck box for Maiwan. Maiwan, after seeing that, gets very happy, and he also brings his helmet so that he can match Maiwan. The next day, Zero apologizes to Maiwan. Her brother comes there and takes Maiwan with him. In the class, a girl comes to meet Maiwan because she thinks that Maiwan is Zero's girlfriend. She asks Maiwan to stop Zero from bullying other students. Maiwan says that he's not her boyfriend and she can't help her. At lunchtime, Maiwan gets to know that Zero is beating Palawan. Maiwan immediately goes and saves her brother. She asks Zero to stop bullying weak students, and Zero says that if Maiwan removes the box from her face, he will never bully any student. To save other students, Maiwan removes her box and shows her face. Everyone stares at her because of her prettiness. Minton also sees her face for the first time. At home, Palawan shows Maiwan everyone comments where everyone compliments her because of her beauty. Maiwan doesn't believe that. When she goes to her room, Zero is present there. He says sorry to her and says that he was lying about her face and she's very beautiful, and he had never seen any girl as beautiful as Maiwan in his whole life. After saying that, Zero leaves from there. Maiwan is still not believing it. She says to her online friends to see her photo in the school group and tell her about her looks. After seeing her photo, they compliment her beauty. Then Maiwan believes that she's not ugly but very pretty, and finally sees the mirror after 3 years and gets shocked after seeing how beautiful she really is. From the next day, she goes to school like a normal girl and starts to live her life normally. Everyone in the school compliments her for her beauty, and there the episode ends. To watch more explanations of these kinds of movies, click on the video on your screen and don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. Kindly like the video and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss any new videos. And at last, I'm gonna say stay safe, stay well. Thank you so much for watching.